This is in Montana, the county out there, Mineral County. The sheriff of that county identified this guy, 39-year-old Kurt James Brockway, in this assault on Saturday night just passed. According to court documents, the thug, the Trump sucker, another one who's willing to look at Trump as his Lord and Savior, this piece of shit told investigators he asked the boy to take off his hat. I'm sure he didn't, as the anthem began to play at a local rodeo. When the young boy cursed at him instead, this 39-year-old said, he, quote, lifted him into the air and slammed the boy into the ground, end quote. The attack fractured the boy's skull and left him with a concussion, according to the sheriff. The thug, the one who gives virtual blowjobs to Donald Trump, was apprehended Saturday at the fairgrounds, charged with assault on a minor, felony charge that carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. Now listen to this. This piece of shit's attorney told the Missoulian newspaper that his client is a U.S. Army veteran. Oh, big fucking deal. Who was honorably discharged for disability after sustaining a traumatic brain injury while on active duty in the state of Washington. As a result, the criminal, the one who assaulted the boy, believed he was following orders from his commander-in-chief while attacking the teenager. And this fucking guy is allowed to wander free, huh? His commander-in-chief. Of course, when this piece of shit was on active duty in the state of Washington, Trump was nowhere. He was doing TV. But his commander-in-chief told him to fracture the skull of a 13-year-old boy. You see what's happening. You see where this is going. You see how this is developing. The attorney for this thug said Trump is telling people that if they kneel, they should be fired, or if they burn a flag, they should be punished. He, the 39-year-old pissant, certainly didn't understand it was a crime. You get this? That's the new defense. If Trump is inside your head, like this guy, and you can claim that 20 years ago, when you were 19, you sustained a traumatic brain injury while you were on active duty at Fort whatever in the state of Washington, then that's your defense. This fucker hears voices, Trump's voice. The thug served in the U.S. Army for more than 2 years as a metal worker. Discharged in May of 2001, the attorney declines to describe the nature of the discharge. What do you want to bet? It was less than honorable. A witness corroborated the description of the incident, though she did not hear the thug tell the boy to remove his hat. She just saw the thug pick the boy up and slam him to the ground because Trump is in his head telling him to. You see what's happening? The woman said she heard a pop and turned to see the boy writhing on the ground. She did not return messages from the Washington Post requesting comment. The woman One Taylor Hennick told the Missoulian newspaper, quote, the boy, was bleeding out of his ears, seizing on the ground, not coherent. As startled spectators closed in on the thug, the thug told the people that were coming around, what the fuck's going on? The thug said, the boy was disrespecting the national anthem. I had every right to do that. According to the affidavit, the thug told investigators that when he asked the child to remove his hat, the child replied, fuck you. Right. Of course he did. Police said the boy was flown to Sacred Heart Children's Hospital in Spokane for emergency treatment. A 13-year-old suffered a concussion and fractured skull, according to the affidavit. In a hospital interview, he said he can't remember anything from the rodeo. The boy's mother told KPX television that her son's ears bled for 6 hours after the attack. The mother said, quote, all the witnesses I've talked to said this was completely random. He targeted my son, grabbed him, and took him down, end quote. Remember what Trump said during a rally here's the surprise, in Alabama in 2017? Trump said, this is during the time when Kaepernick and other football players were saying, fuck you, as far as kneeling, or as far as putting their hand over their heart, the national anthem. Trump said, quote, would you love to see one of these NFL owners, when someone disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out, he's fired, he's fired. And then, talking with the Fox shithole sewer, Trump later suggested NFL players who don't stand for the Star-Spangled Banner shouldn't even be in the United States. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to The Ranting with the audio podcast, or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.